guys, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have the Zoya's 2016 spring collection called Petals. These were sent to me for review. If you'd like, stay tuned to the very end for a chance to win your own set, and I'll show you how these swatch. I'm going to begin with Leia. This is described as a sheer opalescent white with flecks of fuchsia, green, and gold. I think this is the one I was most excited about in this entire collection. I'm way into toppers right now. So I'll show you a brush shot. A lot of that purple flash shows through. And I'll show you how it swatches on my natural nail. So this is one coat of Leia. I know this is supposed to be a topper, but they also recommend that you can get it opaque in 3 or 4 coats. So I wanted to go ahead and show you what that looks like. So nice even coverage. I'll let this dry and come back in for a second coat. Here is the second coat of Leia. It builds it up a little bit, not a lot. I don't think this is one that you could really get opaque on its own without showing nail line, at least not on my nails, but it does add some shine. So I'll let this dry once more and come back in for a third coat. Here is the third coat of Leia. So it goes on smoothly, it dries quickly. I really love the colors that it reflects. So here is the finished mani of Leia at 3 coats with no undie or top coat. Here it is from another angle. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle. So I also wanted to swatch this over white and black. So here I'm painting over Zoya's Purity with just 1 coat of Leia. And this is pretty. It gives the white a little bit of a teal tone to it, plus all the flash, so it's very springy. And then I really loved it over a black. This is Zoya's Willa. So here's 1 coat of Leia over Willa. This combination really did a phenomenal job at showing the shift in blue to like a fuchsia pinky purple. I love this so much that I did a complete mani with this. And here it is once more at an angle. Here is a quick swatch photo at an angle in artificial lighting, and I also have what it looks like in daylight on my blog. So next up is Tulip. This is described as a pure pastel salmon cream with the slightest hint of sheen to mimic a Petals soft finish. So the sheen does show up in the bottle, not so much on the nail, I think. Here it is up against Zahara, so you can kind of see the difference in finishes. I'll show you a brush shot and how it swatches on my natural nail. So this is 1 coat of Tulip. I wasn't completely pleased with this formula. It got a little bit streaky on me, but it did end up self-leveling. At first I thought it wouldn't. So here is the second coat of Tulip. I think you could get away with 2 coats if you'd like. This was still not opaque enough for me and still a little bit streaky. So I did go in and do a third coat. I'm going to clean up my cuticle right there. So I'll let this dry and then come back with the last coat. So here is the third coat of Tulip. This does bring it completely opaque. It's a really pretty color, super classy. Very soft, dreamsicle-y. Here is a look at the completed mani. And once more at an angle, even though you can't really see the shimmer from this view, I thought I'd go ahead and do it. Here is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle. Next up is Zahara or Zahara. This is described as a brilliant shimmering coral made modern with an opalescent effect. So I think this has some of the flakies that Leia has in it as well. So I'll show you a brush shot. And I'll show you how Zahara swatches on my natural nail. So here is one coat of Zahara. These were really nice to work with, really easy. They went on nice and evenly and dried fairly quickly. So I'll let this dry and then come back in for a second coat. Here is the second coat of Zahara. This is another one of those that I feel you could get away with 2 coats, but it just wasn't completely opaque enough for me, so I am going to let this dry and then come back in for a third coat. Here is the third and final coat of Zahara, and this brought it completely opaque for me. I did end up doing a little bit of a thicker coat there. So, and these are really pretty in the sun too. Here is a look at the completed mani. And here is a view from another angle. This is my swatch photo in artificial lighting. And once more at an angle. So next up is Laurel. Laurel is described as a warm pastel pink with the slightest hint of sheen to mimic a Petals soft finish. So this has the same kind of finish that Tulip has. So I'll compare the two really quick for you. This is Laurel on the right and Tulip on the left. Here is a brush shot. And this is one coat of Laurel on my natural nail. This has much the same formula as Tulip, where it went on a little bit streaky for the first coat. So I'll let this dry and come back in for my second. Here is the second coat of Laurel. And this really evened out a lot for me. At first when it goes on, it looks like it's not going to self-level, but then it does. So this one may be a little bit trickier than the others. I think at 2 coats, that's completely opaque. I did do somewhat of a thicker second coat. Here is a view of the completed mani. And a view from another angle. Here is my swatch photo in artificial lighting, and once more at an angle. Next up is Azalea. This is one of my absolute favorites. Azalea is described as a classic spring pink with a captivating white and fuchsia flash. So again, I think it has the same flakies that Leia does. I'll show you how it looks compared to Zoya's Rooney. So it's a very bright pink. Here is a brush shot. And I'll show you how Azalea swatches on my natural nail. So once more, these glass flake kind of formulas are really easy. This went on really smooth. It was a little bit sheer with the first coat, so I'm going to let it dry and then come back in for a second. Here is my second coat of Azalea. I think this is going to bring this one completely opaque. In the sun, this flashes like a bright, hot, metallic-y almost pink. Really pretty. Here is a look at the completed mani. And once more at an angle. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle. The last polish of the collection is Astor. It is described as a fresh periwinkle with flecks of fuchsia to create a dewy finish. So this has the same Leia flakies. It was really hard to compare this one, so here it is up against NYX from the Pixie Dust line. So you can see it has a little bit of purple in it. I know these are completely different finishes, but this is like almost the closest thing I had. Also, here is Stevie, so you can see that it's like kind of in the middle of a bluish purple, like lavender periwinkle color. Really pretty. I'll show you a brush shot. And I'll show you how it swatches. So here is one coat of Astor on my natural nail. Again, this one went on pretty sheer with the first coat, but went on evenly, smoothly, and dried fairly quickly. So I'll let that dry and then come back in for a second coat after I fix that fuzzy. So here is the second coat of Astor. I did a little bit of a thicker coat for this coat, but I think it is going to bring it completely opaque. Here is a look at the completed mani. And here it is once more at an angle. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle. So that rounds out my swatch and review of the 2016 Petals collection from Zoya. If you'd like a chance to win your own set, I will link the direct link to my giveaway down below. While you're there, you can check out my other photos, including macros. You can also find me on Instagram at Sloppy Swatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.